3 a.m. That blasted high-pitched whine drilling into my skull again. I fumble for my phone, squinting at the harsh light. Damn it, still dark. Must be sleep paralysis messing with me again. Stupid brain, I mutter, throwing my arm over my head. The silence in the room presses down on me, heavy and suffocating. Used to be filled with soft snores and the occasional mumbled dream from Sarah, but those days are long gone. Now, it's just an empty echo of what we used to be. A groan escapes me. We haven't spoken a real word to each other in days. Maybe weeks. It wasn't always like this. Remember those nights curled up together, whispering secrets in the dark? Sarah used to love my music, used to listen for hours while I tinkered away on that dusty old piano downstairs. Now the only sound coming from that corner is silence, a constant reminder of the dreams I buried for a stable career. The whine intensifies, a buzzing mosquito trapped in my head. It's different this time, though. Stronger, more insistent. Almost musical? Sarah stirs beside me, muttering something incoherent. Aliens trying to contact me on a bad frequency, honey? I joke, hoping to break the ice. Silence. Just the whine and the steady drumbeat of my own nervous heart. Sarah pulls the covers tighter over her head, effectively shutting me out. Frustration bubbles up, but I push it down. No point in starting a fight at 3 a.m., especially not with a ghost in the machine. Maybe it's not sleep paralysis after all. Maybe it's a sign, a chance to reconnect with that buried part of myself. The whine pulses in my ears, pushing out every rational thought. One last shot, John. Focus on the sound, ride the wave. This time, make it work. Taking a deep breath, I squeeze my eyes shut, letting the insistent whine engulf my senses. It intensifies, morphing into a pulsating wave of static, drawing me in. The familiar weight of sleep paralysis, the oppressive darkness, melts away. In its place, a sensation of weightlessness. I'm floating, bathed in an ethereal blue light. A thrill of excitement shoots through me. Astral projection. It actually worked. Curiosity pulls me further from my body. I drift towards the window, peering down at the quiet suburban street below. A sense of accomplishment bubbles within me. Finally, a taste of the unknown I craved for so long. Suddenly, a flicker of movement catches my eye. I whip around. A dark, inky shape coalesces in the corner of the bedroom, a formless entity that chills my soul. It creeps closer to my body, a slow, menacing slither. Panic explodes in my mind. No! Get away from it! But my cries are lost in the void. The entity engulfs my body, merging with it in a nightmarish twist. A primal scream tears from my throat, a sound ripped from the deepest pit of fear. But the scream cuts off abruptly, replaced by a chilling silence. My vision flickers, the blue light replaced by the familiar sight of my rumpled sleep shirt. I try to wrench control back, to fight for my body, but it's useless. The shell lies empty, the icy blue eyes staring back at me with a chilling indifference. Hovering above my own body, what the actual heck is happening? Panic claws at my throat, but no sound escapes. I'm a ghost in my own bedroom, staring down at a stranger wearing my skin. He sits up, the sheets whispering against the mattress. Grabbing a notepad from the nightstand, he starts scribbling furiously, muttering something that sounds like nails scraping on a chalkboard. My own voice, but twisted, unrecognizable. Sarah stirs, mumbling something about work. For a terrifying moment, I think she sees it. The alien glint in his eyes, the unnatural way his hand flies across the page. Then, with a sigh that speaks volumes of exhaustion, she rolls over and buries her head under the pillow. No, see it, Sarah. This ain't me. But the words die in my silent scream. Suddenly, the possessed John throws off the covers and lurches out of bed. Where's he going? He shuffles down the hallway, a puppet with jerky marionette movements. The answer slams me like a physical blow. The stairs creak under his weight, each step leading him closer to the piano. My piano. The one gathering dust in the corner of the living room, a constant reminder of unfulfilled dreams. A low moan escapes the possessed John as he throws himself onto the piano bench. His fingers, mine, hover over the keys. Then he starts playing. The melody that spills out is hauntingly beautiful, yet wrong. Discordant notes twist and turn, a familiar song worked into something dark and menacing. It's the piece I wrote years ago, the one I buried when I traded passion for a paycheck. He plays with an inhuman skill, his fingers flying across the keys at impossible speeds. A bitter laugh bubbles up from somewhere deep within me. Maybe I should have pursued music after all, even if the audience was a bunch of creepy, demonic entities. The discordant melody claws its way through the house, a cacophony of wrong notes that grates on my nerves. Then I see her. Sarah stands frozen in the doorway, her face a mask of confusion and dawning horror. The possessed me, the one wearing my skin, doesn't even acknowledge her. His fingers fly across the keys, a grotesque grin plastered on his face. It's like watching a puppet show gone horribly wrong. Sarah's anger boils over. "John, what the hell are you doing?" she screams, her voice echoing in the silence of the night. This thing inhabiting my body doesn't react, doesn't even blink. My own scream, a silent echo of terror, is lost in the cacophony. I'm trapped, a powerless observer in the prison of my own spirit. Desperation claws at me. It was the buzzing that triggered the astral projection in the first place. Maybe, just maybe, by focusing on it with enough intensity, I can force my way back in, push this entity out of my body. It's a long shot, a desperate gamble, but it's the only hope I have. With a surge of willpower, I crank the mental dial, willing the whine to reach a deafening pitch. It explodes in my head, a high-pitched shriek that seems to vibrate the very room. Sarah flinches, a jolt of energy, a familiar echo of my voice she hadn't felt in years, crackles through the air with the shriek. In that instant, a horrifying truth slams into her. The man playing the piano, the man who looks exactly like me, isn't me. The spark, the warmth, the essence of me is gone, replaced by something cold and alien. Suddenly, Sarah lunges for the table beside the piano. Her hand grabs something metallic, a tuning fork. It was an object I always kept there, a relic from my own forgotten musical aspirations. Back in our younger days, before life got busy and dreams got buried, we'd spend evenings together, me tinkering on the piano, Sarah singing along, her voice sweet and clear. The tuning fork was a constant companion, a tool to ensure the notes were true, the music in harmony. In that moment of primal terror, a flicker of something else sparked within me. Against all odds, in the face of this horrifying situation, Sarah remembered. She remembered that night, years ago, when I'd been explaining the tuning fork science. I'd told her it could pick up sound waves and disrupt them if the frequencies clashed. A forgotten detail, a conversation lost in the years. Yet here it was, a lifeline thrown across the gulf of fear. It wasn't just a memory. It was a testament to the connection we once shared, a silent message that somehow, through the haze of our fractured relationship, a part of me still resonated with her. The clang of the tuning fork shatters the discordant music. The possessed John lets out a shriek, his body convulsing as if struck by lightning. A blast of cold air sweeps past me, carrying with it the stench of something ancient and rotten. Then, silence. My body slumps onto the floor, a lifeless shell. Relief washes over me, so intense it feels like I might faint. "John?" Sarah's voice trembles as she rushes towards my body. Her fingers brush my cheek, searching for a sign of life. "He's alive," she whispers, a hint of hysteria still clinging to her voice. My vision swims, pulling me back towards my body. I slam back into it like a drowning man hitting the surface. Gasping, I cough, the taste of dust and stale air filling my mouth. Sarah's hand is on my cheek, cool and trembling. Sarah pulls me into a tight embrace, her body shaking against mine. We huddle together on the floor, seeking solace in the warmth of each other's touch. The silence in the room is deafening, broken only by our ragged breaths. The ordeal has ripped the mask off our fractured relationship. We can't pretend anymore, not after witnessing the darkness that lurks beneath the surface. Shame and regret burn in my throat. All those nights spent working late, all the dreams I buried under a mountain of bills. They'd built a wall between us, a wall that the entity exploited with horrifying ease. "John," Sarah whispers, her voice thick with emotion. I have something to tell you." My gaze falls on the tuning fork lying on the piano bench, its metallic surface reflecting the faint glow of the morning light, a chilling reminder of the night's events. "What is it?" I ask, my voice hoarse. Before she can answer, a slow, chilling smile spreads across Sarah's face, a smile I don't recognize. Her eyes, once warm and familiar, now flicker with an unnatural blue light, the same light that haunted my astral experience. "That song, John," she says, her voice a low purr. "It's beautiful. Don't you think we should continue it?" A wave of terror washes over me. The entity isn't gone. It's simply found a new host. The battle lines have shifted, and this time the enemy wears the face of the woman I love. The sun peeks through the window, casting long shadows across the room. But the true darkness, I realize with a sickening dread, has only just begun.